Yo, what's good people? So, most of my community have been trying to convince me to return to MCOC recently when I've made it very clear I can't and don't want to. Now, let me make some things clear before I jump into the video. I did enjoy a lot of my time playing that game. I am very appreciative of the community supporting my YouTube channel, especially because it made me realize that YouTube is what I want to do and I want to try and make it my career if that is possible, and I am very happy I was able to achieve C1 first place in Battlegrounds. I did enjoy the game. I do still love the game in some sense, but times change, situations change, and I cannot play Marvel Contest of Champions anymore. So let me tell you why. Now, of course, this game has always been pay to win to an extent, but you could get by being a competitive Battlegrounds player in the past, spending very little. That is not the case anymore. The last few months in Battlegrounds, the price of being a competitive player has absolutely skyrocketed. And let me put this into perspective for you. Every single season, without fail, I was able to finish Celestial 5 at the very least. Not even just in Celestial 5, but in the top 50, and I've done this ever since Battlegrounds first came out. Whether I had a small roster, whether I had a whale roster, it fluctuated between seasons, but no matter what, I could always finish Celestial 5. The season I retired in Battlegrounds, I finished Mysterium 1, and this was a combination of the recent defenders releasing, which you need very specific counters for, and me not having access to those defenders or to those counters because I did not whale that season. Now of course, that sounds like a given, right? But it wasn't always that way. I didn't always have to whale, and I could still finish in Celestial 5 pretty damn easily. But that's just not the case anymore, and now I have to whale, and the price of whaling has increased itself. For example, with events like July 4th, in the past you could very easily stay competitive just by spending around $200/£200, which is still a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but it's nothing compared to what they're asking you to spend now. Now each sales event, they're looking for you to spend about $1,000 just so you have access to the new top tier defender like Dark Phoenix for example, or the new top tier must have attacker like 7-star Human Torch for example. In the past, you did not have to spend that much money to stay competitive, and you can say, oh, just ban these champions. They've released so many exclusive champions at this point, to the point where you've just run out of bans unless you've whaled, and you don't have room to ban all of these champions, so you're naturally at a massive disadvantage, and your bans become predictable because of course if you don't have these champions, your opponent is going to know and assume you are going to ban them. And this is not the classic case of a skill issue. I've already told you what I've been able to do in Battlegrounds in the past. You can't outskill unfairness because with the type of defenders they have been releasing, you need super specific counters for them, and if you don't have them, you're pretty much guaranteed to take a very long time in the fight, so they're going to stall enough for your opponent to beat you, or they just do unavoidable damage to you. And on the other end, with the attackers, they are so fast to the point where people just get fights over with them, with there being basically no chance of them messing up. How are you supposed to beat that if you do not also have that attacker? And yeah, they do end up releasing hard counters to these defenders a month or two after they release them, but guess what? Those champions are also paid to win unless you want to wait about 6 months until they go into their next Titan Crystal for you to have a chance to actually acquire them. So my point being, Battlegrounds is way more pay to win than it used to be. I personally do not have a fucking grand every couple of months to spend on a mobile game. So there's 4 sales events a year, right? That's a grand each. That's 4 grand a year. That's more than what I made off fucking MCOC YouTube, bro. And they expect me to put all the money I worked hard for, releasing guides on, back into that game to stay competitive? Are you crazy? Like, brother, I am 20 years old and I'm on my own. I don't get fucking help from nobody. I need to save money for personal reasons. I need to save money so I can eventually move out this shithole that is the UK. I need to save money for this, that. There's no way I can invest the money I earn back into MCOC. So it does not make sense from a financial viewpoint whatsoever for me to play this game. And you can say, oh, you don't need to play it competitively. Well, if I don't play it competitively, I won't be trying all the new matchups. I won't be learning all the new tips and tricks, which means my content will fall off and a lot less people will watch it. So then there will be no point in me making videos on them in the first place. So that is the main reason why I'm retired from MCOC. From a financial viewpoint, it straight up does not make sense for me to play this game. Now, let me move on to reason number 2, the time commitment needed. Now, I will be perfectly honest with you here, bro. When I was making content on MCOC, I was not going outside. I touched no grass. I was literally a fucking hermit crab. On God, right now, like, if I was not grinding Battlegrounds, I was working on videos. And for my YouTube to actually, you know, bring in some income, I had to post a lot of videos because this game is not the most popular game out there. So I was like working on 2 videos a day most of the time, and when I wasn't doing that, I was working on being competitive in Battlegrounds, or I was working in real life. I had no time to myself, and this actually sent me a bit crazy. I was really suffering with some mental health issues, like, by the end of it all, and that's why, you know, I went a bit crazy on my last streams. I was kind of losing it low key, bro. Like, it kind of sent me insane. So straight up, I did not have time to myself. I did not have time to touch grass. And the time commitment needed for this game is just too much. I didn't even play side quests or anything like that, but I was still sinking most of my day into MCOC, which is just plain unhealthy. Now that brings me on to my next point. As many of you know, I really want to make YouTube into my career, and this game is just plain not popular enough to do that. And even if it was, I would still have to spend my entire day on this game making videos, which means that I would be sacrificing having a social life to do so. But it's not even popular enough to make it my career, even if I did that. So it's definitely not worth it. I know my videos are not getting good views at all really since I retired, but I'm chalking that down to me not really knowing what direction I'm taking this channel in yet. I've not really decided what game I'm going to focus on. I've not even decided if I'm going to do mainly gaming content or commentary content. I'm just a bit stuck for what direction to go in at the moment. But I am really hoping and praying I can make this into my job. And if I can, you know, I'll be very happy. But that's never going to happen on MCOC. So whether this works out or not, I had to take this risk. And the next reason, I just wasn't enjoying the game anymore. I lost my passion for it. And this actually happened a long time before I even retired. The only thing that was keeping me around was YouTube, but I wasn't enjoying getting the content. I wasn't enjoying doing the gameplay to get the videos. I was enjoying doing YouTube, making the videos and interacting with fans, but playing the game to actually get the content, I hated it. It frustrated me. I didn't enjoy it whatsoever. And I also completed everything I wanted to do in this game. I got top 10 in Battlegrounds over 10 times. I got Celestial 1, first place in Battlegrounds. I even got War Champion in Alliance War, which is something I never really expected to get, but got anyway, and I'm very thankful for all this stuff. But once I got Celestial 1, I knew it was time to hang up the boots, man, because my passion for the game had long faded, and I just was not enjoying it anymore. You know, I played that game for every day for about 3 years. Of course, at some point, I'm gonna lose interest in it. I spent a lot of my youth playing that game. A lot of time I can't get back. A lot of time I could have spent socializing, meeting people. I mean, I don't really regret it because I did earn some money, and it made me realize that YouTube is really what I want to go down for a career path. But still, it just took up so much of my time. If I could go back in time, would I take it back? I don't think so. Like, to be fair, I don't think I would take it back. I think I would do the exact same thing all over again. But I definitely do not regret retiring, and I needed to retire at the point I did because of the mental health issues I was talking about. I was in a really bad place at the time. Like, you don't understand. Like, I was actually kind of losing it in my head. That's why it took me so long to actually come back to YouTube. I wanted to come back within a month, but I decided to take some time to, you know, heal myself, sort out my mental health, and hopefully come back stronger, which I am a lot stronger now. I'm perfectly fine now. If not, a little sad that I'm not getting more views on my videos, but hopefully, you know, I'll be able to fix that soon. I have faith, and yeah, I just gotta get working on pumping the content out and really figure out which direction to take my channel in. And you know, at some point in the past, I did actually love playing this game. For about a good year or two, I enjoyed every second of it, and the videos I made, I'm very glad I was able to help so many people. I know I taught a lot of people how to use crossbones, how to use Nova. I convinced a lot of people to pick Starkey out of the 7-star selector. I showed so many people how powerful certain underrated champions could be. And I just made fun videos and fun streams in general, and I'm really happy that I was able to entertain and help people. It's just staying on this game is not what's best for me anymore, and I need to do what's best for me, because going down the road of this game, there's just a dead end at some point. There's a point where I can't get any further. There's a ceiling. But yeah, I think that about covers everything. I'm really sorry to all of my MCOC community that I cannot return. Hopefully you'll be able to find my new content entertaining. I'm sure a lot of you won't stick around, but to anyone who does, I'm very thankful for you. I appreciate you. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. I think that's about it. I probably missed a few points here and there, but you know, I've waffled on for long enough and I have places to be. I'm actually able to touch grass now, so hey, see you all in a bit.